let's go on. Let's start. Okay, let's start with the AFC Championship game because that's what I know we're all really going to be paying attention to because again, as we all know, Bengals and Joe Burrow are what 3-0 against Mr. Mahomes and the old Kansas City Chiefs. So, with that said, and we'll start with Andy.
Yes, sir.
My friend, Bengals Chiefs, what do you got this weekend? What are you looking for? What do you know?
We already know we talked about Patrick Mahomes and his injury. And of course, since it's the playoffs, there's going to be this whole mystique of, oh, the injury's not as bad as we think it is. I would not be surprised if after that game is over, win, lose, or draw, especially if there's a loss, that we find out that the injury was a little bit worse than they let on.
Okay.
I think with a hobbled Patrick Mahomes, I don't know. I think Cincinnati's hitting on all cylinders right now. Tina, you talked about getting hot too early. I think the Bengals have been hot, and I don't think they're going out anytime soon. This is going to be a head knocker. What was it he used to call it? A slobber knocker?
A slobber knocker. J.R.
Stone,
slobber knocker, right.
This is going to be a barn buster. This is going to be the roof. The roof is on fire. This is going to be being in the middle of a room full of men from Omega Psi Phi and playing Atomic Dog because everybody's going to lose their minds. The Bengals are really going to come out and knock heads with the Chiefs this weekend. Are we doing picks now?
Well, yes, of course, my friend. You can go ahead and give us your. I mean, if you really want to, if you want to share with the class, that'd be great. Like, I think that'd be cool.
Oh,
give us what you got.
I'll never be able to say picks. I think about that again. I think this is going. I think they're still gonna knock some heads, but I got Joe Burrow. I don't think is going to be denied this season. I'm gonna give this one to Joey B and the Bengals, and it's gonna not be as close as everybody thinks it is. It's not gonna be a blowout like Eagles Giants, but it's not gonna be a nail biter either.
Okay, fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. Tina, we'll go to you next. I guess my big thing is defense here, because again, I was expecting, I wanted a nice. I think I mentioned I want a nice shootout. I wanted a shootout between the Bills and the Bengals. So I thought these are two great offenses. Let me get a 45-44 game. Can we expect that this weekend from these two offenses? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a black and blue game. I think they're going to beat the crap out of each other, and especially the defenses. And if the same Chiefs defense shows up this week as showed up last week, if the Chiefs defense that showed up throughout the year or showed up for the two Bengals games, it's over. I really think that the Bengals are going to pull it out. I don't know that it's going to be a blowout game with a real high scoring because Mahomes is hobbled. He can't do some of those little runs that he does when he gets out and he can flea flick the ball to somebody that swear to God is putting the ball in that receiver's hands. So
it does seem that way.
I don't know that it's going to be a blowout, but I could be wrong because I admitted it last week. I'll admit it this week. I don't want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so I will be praying underneath the table. I'm sure if it's less than
I have zero idea why you don't want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Right. Not sure where the hate comes from, but that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. It's okay. No, but what happened?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I crack up every time because I know what a diehard Broncos fan Tina is, so it cracks me up whenever we talk about the AFC West and the Chiefs in particular. So I always have to chuckle because
I'm worse with the Raiders.
Are you worse with? Oh, okay, well we'll wait till next year to talk Raiders then because they're done. They've been done. Yeah. But Delilah, again, a battle of Tina says possibly a black and blue game. Is it? Do we think that this is going to be a defensive game, given that both teams obviously have high-powered offenses? Do the defense step up this week and give us one of those 14-10 games? What do you think?
I don't know if it'll be. It's not going to be 14-10. But I do think the defense is just because they showed up when we didn't think they would, because both of these teams weren't really known for that. So will their defense make really close stops? Yes. But I do think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a game that we expected, like during divisional rounds, right? Like, not shootouts, but at least more passing. You know what I mean? I still think that Kansas City is going to get this win because I feel like people are discounting the fact that, to me, I still believe that Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than he was. I think that he's better at using more people. I think the best thing that ever happened to him was losing Tyreek Hill. To me, that was the best thing that could have happened to him because I think that made him a better quarterback because it did make the OC and the quarterback coach and all these people go, hey, we can't count on Tyreek, so we got to work on other stuff. And it made him a better reader of the offense and to see who's open, who's not open. And so I think the fact that people are like, oh, he's hurt, I think it's play in Kansas City's favor, in my opinion, because I think people are going to go in thinking exactly that, like, oh, well, he's hurt. He's not going to be the same Patrick Mahomes. And I think that is, if the Bengals go in thinking that way, they lost, in my opinion. Like if they go in thinking it's going to be easy win because Patty Mahomes is hurt, then that's already a loss. Henny had a 92-yard touchdown drive, and I think people forget that when Mahomes was out, for a little bit while he rested and they figured out what his injury was. And so is he going to win a game? No, but he can be put in to kind of help Mahomes if he is hobbling a little more, So I think that Henny, at least being that guy that they could kind of count, they could put him in, you know what I mean, to kind of make sure Mahomes is like not hobbling all the time because he's still got a touchdown pass on a hobbly leg. Yeah. People forget that, right? That won the game. Yeah. Like that won the game. Like he got a pass, even though, he had a high ankle sprain. And so, I think that's going to play in my opinion, is play into their favors. And I'm not hating on the Bengals or Burrows. I like that kid's attitude. I do think he's one of the new elite quarterbacks that we've been looking for, that out the gate is just a stud and can get things done. But I think this is Patty Mahomes going, I'm going to get my next Super Bowl. And so I think KC is going to get the win. I don't think it's going to be like 14-16. I do think that they're going to get into the 20s. But I still feel like Kansas City is going to get the win by a touchdown.
Okay, by a touchdown. All right. Tina, did you actually say you thought I know you want the Chiefs to lose, but are you taking the Bengals or are you taking the Chiefs?
Bengals.
Okay. Me too. Like I'm going to ride the Joe Burrow wave right now.
Joe Cool, and let's go for it. But I do think that Delilah has valid points as to how the Chiefs can do it. That one, I think you could do a coin toss, and the coin toss might be have better probability than trying to pick it. So
no, that's probably true. Yeah, I mean, I expect a close game. Honestly, like these are two fairly evenly matched teams, but I feel like at the right time, Cincinnati got hot, and I think again they'll try their best to exploit and put the pressure on Mahomes with that with that high ankle sprain. I like Cincinnati in a close one in this one. So let us move on. Then we have one more championship game this week, and of course that is in the NFC, and that is between the 49ers and the Eagles. Now I'll get my thing out of the way real quick. This is a game that I do look forward to, given what I saw last weekend from the Eagles. Because, again, I have been critical of them at times, saying, well, they're beatable. I still feel like they can be had. I've said that, and I'll stick by that. But they came out and they looked ready to play last week, and the Giants got caught. Let's just be honest. And, they're more, the 49ers are not going to come in here, like you said, and just lay down for the Eagles, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is going to be, this to me, I think could be the black and blue game that Tina was talking about. Because they could run Christian McCaffrey to death as long as the Eagles don't stop him, or in the same way where if the 49ers aren't stopping the run with Sanders or, the other gentleman, I always forget his name, Boston Scott, or I always forget the other kid. But anywho, I think this actually could be more of a black and blue game, but I'm going to take the 49ers. They haven't lost in 12 games, and I just feel like they have momentum, even though it's Brock Purdy. You've still got, again, Elijah Mitchell, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk. Like, it's a killer offense. It really is. And even Kyle Juszczyk as the fullback is always in the mix somewhere. Like, I just think the 49ers again, I know that Jalen Hurts has his boy Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and Sanders, but I just feel like the 49ers overall have the number one defense. They have a top 5 offense. I just feel like the 49ers, this could definitely be their year to get back to that Super Bowl. So, and I wouldn't mind seeing a 49ers Bengals, part 3 for the Super Bowl. That would be interesting considering the 49ers won the first 2. So, but anywho, I'm going to go 49ers here, and I will go next to Delilah. We'll start with you this time. Give us what you got.
Yeah, so I'm going to go, I get what everybody's saying, but I still think that the Eagles are going to put a stop to the 49ers. I think that people are honestly sleeping on the Eagles. I don't know. I don't know what else that they need to do. I don't know what else Jalen Hurts needs to do to be yo, I'm a legit quarterback. I think that also, there's no way that Coach Sirianni was going to watch 49ers Cowboys game to see who they're going to play next, right? And
right.
He saw how they contain CMC. He saw that if you pressure Purdy, he's not great because as much as he's been a stud this season, right?
Right.
I still remember that he is young. He's a rookie. This is his first season, and it was shown that you could shake him up, right? The first few games, people were he was throwing crazy passes, but Dallas kept pressure on him. He didn't have a passing touchdown this last game, right? And so I think that they actually without wanting to, Dallas fans, you guys gave the Eagles how to actually beat the 49ers. And when you look at when you're looking at the numbers, Sanders has 11 touchdowns, McCaffrey has 6, Ayuk has 8 touchdowns, AJ Brown has 11. You know what I mean? So it's not like they have chumps on the Eagles team on offense either. And I do think that the Eagles are going to come in and they're going to pressure Purdy just like Dallas did. I think they're going to get a few picks off of him. And I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout game, but I do think that Eagles are going to come on top. So I think they're going to get the W. Sorry, I know that they're going back to the Super Bowl.
Okay, not a problem. Tandy, how about you? What are you looking forward to here? 49ers Eagles. Give us your prediction as well.
I think this will probably be the game where we find out what the Eagles are really made of. I mean, I know, producer Sean will be able to hang his hat on that victory, but this season. But this is a game where we find out where the Eagles are really, really made of. You dig what I'm saying? This is. Delilah basically said it all. She basically said it all. The 49ers have weapons at just about every key position at offense. They've got killer defense. And the Eagles, I think, are going to be, I can see Jalen running for his life a little bit in this game. That's what I'm looking forward to. I actually want to see an exciting game, but I do want to see a little bit more scoring. I know I did put in the chat that I fell asleep on the first half of the Dallas game.
Right.
And Sean was like, "Oh, you don't like defensive games?" It's like, well, okay, half of that is I'm sitting here wrapped up in my comforter, but
right.
Still, I need to see some hard hitting, but I need to see some good chunk plays too. I think that's a big thing. If the Niners if the Eagles, the best thing that they can do to beat the 49ers is do what Dallas was not able to do, and that's put together a string of chunk plays.
Okay.
In this game, Dallas would get a chunk play here, a chunk play there, but they weren't able to put a whole bunch of them together. I think if the Eagles can do that, they can make a good game out of this. But I'm still giving it to the Niners. So.
All right, so we got 2 for the Niners, 1 for the Eagles, and Tina, we'll start. Well, you'll be the last one here. Let's bring it home.
I think this game is going to come down to who can capitalize on the mistakes and mistakes that the defense is going to cause and who can get the ball down there and use those. I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think this one's going to be a high scoring game. And I think I could be wrong, but I think what's going to happen is like I kind of said earlier, I don't think Shanahan's going to go in with the same game plan he had for going against Dallas. I think he's probably going to go the opposite way and try and air it out and get to other people. So we'll see what happens. I agree with you. I think Jalen and I think the Eagles are a good team. I don't know them as well as you guys do because I know more of the AFC teams. But
sure.
I think, again, we're getting down to who's hot. And remember, I mean, both Eagles and 49ers had a bye, so they're coming in only having played one team, but one team played the Cowboys and the other team played the Giants.
The Giants, right.
There's a difference in there. Now, I could be all wrong, and I completely will admit it. But I just Purdy had some hiccups, but that one rollout that he had, and he threw the ball that you talked about that George Kittle caught, that was 30 yards down the line. Those are the kinds of plays that showed like that offensive line is trying to give Purdy what he needs. So if the Eagles can interrupt that offensive line and interrupt the flow, then I think they can definitely probably go to the Super Bowl again. But my heart is with the 49ers. So,
all right, fair enough. Well, no, again, like I feel like this is definitely the matchup when the playoffs started. Once they actually started, this was definitely the matchup I was hoping to see, to be very honest with you, because I think as far as all the teams in the NFC this year, these were the two who I thought would put on the best game in the championship. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad it ended up this way. We'll see what happens again. To recap, Delilah did take the Eagles, and the other three of us took the 49ers. So we'll see what happens. Of course, we'll be back next Tuesday to talk about all that.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.